Hey, what's going on guys? Devin here with Backcountry Exposure. Today we're going to talk about the Hydroblu Versaflow hollow fiber water filter that honestly over the past 6-7 weeks that I've been using this, super impressed with how well this thing has performed and how good of a competition it is to the Sawyer Mini. Really cool products that a lot of people are using out in the backcountry, and specifically the Sawyer Mini is probably the best competitor to the Versaflow. But the Versaflow was definitely really impressive, especially this last weekend as I went out into the desert, had a big group of about 10 people, and we filtered some pretty gnarly water. One of the other people in my group had this same filter as well. He was super impressed with its performance also. So hollow fiber filter, just really cool. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So first things first that we should cover are the things that are included with this filter. So roughly about $20 is what you're paying for this product. You get the filter itself, which is honestly super lightweight. And I'm gonna talk about how this again compares to the Sawyer here in a minute. But you also get a little hose, and then you get a hose clamp and also a bucket connector. So this, in the particular application that we're looking at with the hose and the bucket applicator and this clamp, are that you're able to attach this bucket connector to like a 5-gallon bucket and then use this more in like a survival like prepping type situation if there was an emergency. But this isn't something that I'll necessarily use for backpacking and what that particular application is. But that's a cool thing that's included with it. But speaking of the filter itself, this is a hollow fiber filter. So it doesn't have any of like the multiple stages with it, in the sense that there's no like pre-filter, there's no carbon element. It is a hollow fiber filter, just like the Sawyer. So some of the things to compare between these two items are that both of them have the same thread pattern. So I'm able to attach a smart water bottle to the Hydroblu and also use other types of connections like the Sawyer bags or platypus bags or anything that has this type of thread on it to be able to use the Hydroblu, which is a really cool application. And I'm glad that this is another brand that's using this type of setup to be able to filter and have more versatility with the product. One of the things that I really like about this and makes it just really beneficial is the fact that it does have a good flow rate. I've talked in the past about how I don't really care about flow rates, and I still believe in that. But if you do compare these two, the Hydroblu Versaflow has a better flow rate than the Sawyer does, at least from my experience. And I'm going to show you that here in a second because I've got two 32-ounce bags and I want to just kind of do a comparison to see how this filter that has had several gallons of water through it and even some pretty gnarly desert water through it, how the flow is with this compared to this brand new Sawyer Mini. Really cool. These are basically the same weight and essentially the same size, but I want you to pay attention to like the overall like diameter of the Hydroblu versus the Sawyer, in the sense that this Hydroblu, the Versaflow, is a little bit wider in diameter, so it's going to allow more water to push through it, and you've got the same kind of thing where you're like squeezing water through it or a gravity type system. Something to know about this is this isn't going to take out like viruses, but it's going to take out your bacteria, your protozoa, your crypto, your giardia, things like that. So it's a great low cost filter that honestly I've just been so happy with it. So let's go ahead and do a little test right now, show you the difference in flow rates between the Sawyer Mini and the Hydroblu Versaflow. All right guys, so here's what we're gonna do. I've got the Versaflow here that I'm going to show you the flow rate on this first. What this is capable of doing, at least what they advertise on their website, is that it will do 1 gallon in 5 minutes. I don't know, honestly, what is advertised for the Sawyer Mini. but we're gonna screw this on. Notice the difference in the cap on these as well. So you've got like a rubber tip on this versus the plastic. I happen to like the rubber a little bit better. So keep in mind again that this has had quite a bit of pretty nasty, dirty water through it. At least 300-400 ounces have gone through this with desert silty water. So just squeezing, that's your flow rate. And I'm squeezing pretty aggressive. Obviously this is not a super scientific type of test, but you can see that that is a really good flow rate. So if that is an important thing to you, and not having the included 16-ounce bag that you get with the Sawyer Mini, if that's not an issue for you, then I would say that the Hydroblu might be the better option. And I'll show you. This again is a brand new Sawyer Mini. And that's honestly a pretty decent flow rate, but again, that's a brand new filter. It's the first time the water has been through this. So I'm pretty psyched about that. But, and you're not seeing like a huge difference in these, which is fine. But keep in mind that I've had experience with the Sawyer Mini in the sense that this thing got super plugged up when I went into the desert, and when I back flushed it, the flow rate got better, but it still wasn't awesome. This thing has just managed to keep a good flow rate, and I think part of that is the fact that it's a bigger diameter filter, so there's more water able to push through it. So you're going to get about 10,000 gallons of water through this, at least that's what they are advertising. But super cool filter, guys. I think it's a great competition to the Sawyer. It doesn't include all of the things that the Sawyer Mini does when you purchase it, in the sense that it only comes with the bucket connector, the hose, and that hose clamp, where the Sawyer, especially the Mini, comes with the back flush syringe and the 16-ounce bag and the straw. So, which you can definitely use this in that same kind of application. So guys, just to wrap up about the Versaflow, I think this is a fantastic filter. The only downsides for me are the fact that it doesn't include the back flush syringe and the bag and the straw, but just a really cool filter that I think is a great item to look at compared to the Sawyer and use as an option, especially given the fact that I think this thing is going to, over time, have a better flow rate, not get plugged as quickly, and $20, you might as well check it out because it's awesome. So there you go. That is the Versaflow from Hydroblu hollow fiber filter. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hope you have an awesome day.